not have had their traditional crops, their normal income. As a result, the prices of food has tripled on the local market during just a few months, which means that we are now in an extraordinary difficult situation, even seen with Somali eyes.
The people living in camps are in most ways on their own. This woman has come from Mogadishu with her husband and 4 children. The survival of the family depends on her ability to sell her self-made pottery. If she's lucky, she'll be able to make what is equivalent to £1 on a pot. It's a long and demanding process. It takes 7 days to make them. Not until then can I go to the market and sell them. In the meantime, we have nothing to eat. Camp Shaigomar is a local initiative, and the little money available to help the refugees primarily come from Somalis abroad and Red Cross, which twice in the past 9 months has helped with food supplies. The serious famine threatening right now has made UNICEF deliver food supplies for the youngest children, but the help is far from sufficient.
Malnutrition rates of about slightly about 9%, 10%, 12, 11%, 12%. Those malnutrition rates are the ones that are normally recorded in the neighboring countries, in Kenya, in Ethiopia. In Darfur currently we are talking about 13-14% malnutrition, but in Somalia we are talking about 70% malnutrition, and it's getting closer to 20%. So nutrition crisis and overall general humanitarian crisis in Somalia seems more dire than the other countries. And also, if you really consider the access to the people in need of assistance.
Relief work is a dangerous and expensive business in Somalia, and many areas are completely cut off from receiving any help at all. This is a group of some of the most needing people receiving help for the first time. Every family receives 2 sacks of corn flour, 10 kilos of beans, 5 kilos of oat, and 3 liters of oil.
It's very hard with constant conflicts, large number of militias, all the time roadblocks and so forth. It's dangerous, it's tough, it's complicated, and it's expensive. We try to reach people with various forms of help, food, water, and extensive contribution to children and their mother suffering the most. But it is not enough at all. At the moment we are only capable of reaching a little less than half the people who need help.
One thing is life in the refugee camps, which is the reality for close to 10% of the Somali population, approximately 700,000 people. One would think that there's no worse place to live than in the contemporary camps. But the truth is the life in the many villages is so hard that it makes some settle in the camps, hoping to get help from the outside world. The population of Somalia is somewhere between 7 and 9 million inhabitants. Most of the country is covered in barren sandy soil. Most people live along the coastline or river banks. The village of Moiko is on the river Shabelle, 80 kilometers north of Mogadishu. Ahmed Osman has lived his entire life in Moiko, and he's among the few lucky ones who twice a week have the chance to work and make a little money.
Me and my friends, we are working as day laborer in the farm industry. We can make 15,000 for a full day of work. After work, we spend the money on food. We buy corn, beans, sugar and oil.
He's 1 out of 10 siblings in a family where only one had the chance of going to school. It's a family of farmers, and they struggle to cultivate their land, but it's against all odds when drought is followed by flooding. The flooding means that the village has lost the crop, but also that nearly all the children has caught bilharziosis, a parasite living in dirty waters. Ahmed's dad is 83 years of age. He's trying to appear a strong father by hunting a couple of times every month, but this family is like the rest of the village, helpless without help from the outside world. 4 boxes of grapes are 1,400. How much is 25 boxes of grapes? No matter who we speak to in Moiko, they all share the same dream, young and old. They would like to be educated. They know that it's the only way out of the poverty. It's good to learn something, and appreciating to learn.
I dream of taking a high education. I have heard that there are 75 languages in the world, and I wish to learn some of them.
You'd be surprised, but Myoki actually has a school. Mariam went there until her mother died. She was 8 years at the time. The school as Moiko is free for everyone, because there's no teacher getting paid. 7 adults from the village take turns in teaching whenever they have the time to do so. But to most of the children, going to school is not an option. After all, food is more important than school, which is why most children will be sent to work instead. And while some of the kids are studying math, Ahmed is reading.
What upset me the most is seeing other kids going to school, but I can't afford it. That's made me really sad.
It seems like a huge gap between the life of a Western teenager in a war-stricken Somalia and life in a mud hut. But even though this is the reality, the knowledge of the outside world and its possibilities is very much present. Everyone knows that education is the solution, and also here it's obvious that boys will be boys. Ahmed, like most other boys, always wanted to be a professional soccer player.
Everyone in the world loved Manchester United and Brazil.
The boys in the village listen to the games on the radio, and in quieter times they walk into the nearest town, where they are able to watch the game on the television for 2 pence. But daily life right now is far from those dreams. It's mostly about surviving. Mariam, aged 13, is being the mother of the family in cooperation with her grandmother after her mother died. Her joys are very much down to earth. Can anything make you happy? Yes. What is it? If prices on grass go up. When Mariam came back from the market, she had made 4,000 shillings on selling grass to the cows of the nomads. That is just a little more than 10 pence. For that amount of money, she bought half a cup of milk and 150 grams of sugar. A normal day in Mocha has come to an end. Ahmed is down in the fields and preparing for one of the few pleasures he has during the day. He is on his way to the village mosque. Here everyone are faithful Muslims. And one of the few things that, in spite of everything, actually works in the village is the Quran school. All children spend the early morning hours reciting the Quran.
Being in the mosque is nice. I have no other. Being in the mosque is nice. I have no other place to learn. I have no other place to go and learn. And the only thing I can read is the Quran. I studied the Quran until